today's gonna be a little bit different. We have some stuff we need to talk about with the new OLED Switch, but as I said in the last video, we've been in this space too long. You know what? I got a lot to tell you guys. A lot I want to get off my chest about this Switch, but I also have things that I need to do. So we're gonna go do all those things. We're gonna go get in my truck, my illegal truck at this point. We're gonna go make it legal, so I'm not driving around asking to be pulled over. We're gonna fix that. We're also gonna go see if we can track down a few other things. But throughout our journey today, we're gonna talk about this new Switch. I think there's some serious problems with this thing. I think Nintendo is creating more problems right now than they had before with the current Switch that we're using. We'll get to that, but first, let's go get my truck legal. Come on, we're going. Yes, get up, come on, come on. It's time to go, here we go. Okay. Yes, it's time. It is long overdue. Hey, Chauncey!
Hey, bub.
We're done. We're legal. Well, on the way to legal. Now we have to go find a place that we can put this on. This thing is at least a little bit more legal than it was. But we're not here to talk about this. Let's talk about this whole, this new Nintendo, the new OLED Nintendo Switch. While this is a very cool thing, I have to admit, I think it's very cool that we're getting such a big screen, finally. I mean, it's long overdue, but that's it. That's really all we're getting. That's really the only thing that really means anything. The Ethernet adapter, yeah, that's really good. Man, it is hot out here. Woo, man, it is hot. Okay, the Ethernet adapters, it's a good thing, you know. The kickstand, whatever, that's great. The other stuff, it's good. The big problem we are going to have with this Switch is we are about to fall even further behind than the Xboxes and the Sonys with third-party support. We are about to be left in the dust. This is a huge problem, and this was the big thing that this Switch was supposed to fix. You know, we were all kind of holding out like, oh, well, you know, we know the Switch Pro's coming. We know that it'll have more power. You know, they're gonna use DLSS. We're gonna get all this stuff with the Switch Pro, and things will be different then. After seeing this, I'm very worried now. I'm very, very worried about where Nintendo's head is at when it comes to not only the Switch in general, but third-party games and support for those third-party companies going forward. Is this actually gonna be something that we just watch disappear like we did with the Wii? With the Wii U? Is that where this is headed? Because we already know Nintendo's hardware is a step or two behind pretty much every generation. But if we continue with this version of the Switch going forward for however many years, 2 years, 3 years, by the time we get the next Switch hardware, I'm afraid it's just gonna be too late again. Okay, I found a much cooler place to finish this video. Check it out. Dun, 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 dun. For those of you who don't know, this is the WVU Coliseum. This is where my Mountaineers play. But obviously it's the middle of summer and school's not in and they're definitely not playing. So it's a perfect spot for us to hang out and finish this video. Maybe we'll go hang out over here by good old Jerry West. Let's get a shot with good old Jerry. Everybody loves Jerry. Sweet. Okay, let me set you guys up right here. Look at that. Perfect trash can. I know why I stopped doing this. This is so much harder than just sitting at a table. It's just so much harder. Let's go over some of these scenarios that we could see. I think one that we could see, and this is probably the best case scenario, you know, I don't know how likely this is. I have no idea at this point. Nobody does. This could be the first of more Nintendo Switch versions that we see coming within the next, I don't know, 12 months or so. Best case scenario, let's hope these big developers like, just say Capcom, for instance, already has a development kit for the actual Switch Pro and actually give the Switch a real chance at a longer life cycle with third-party developers involved. Because as I said, the way this is going right now, I don't see how long third-party developers can stay involved. Even the indie developers are starting to say now that they're moving on. They're starting to move on to the PlayStation 5, to the Xbox Series X. They definitely don't have the money to go back and redo their game for the Switch. Kind of weird out here, just filming, just waiting for somebody to sneak up behind me. Anyway, another thing I did notice, which I thought was interesting. After I put my video out this morning, a lot more videos started coming out about, you know, how people were feeling about this whole thing, and I watched Spawnway's video, and he brought up one thing that I thought was very interesting that I didn't actually take into consideration. But if you look on the back of the dock, there are very, very big vent holes, and the whole reason with changing the chip in the first place was so it ran cooler, so it ran not as hot. So why would they need bigger vent holes in the back unless this dock was going to be compatible with possibly a different Switch down the line? Maybe one that did have to deal with a lot more heat. Maybe one that had, you know, a lot more things going on inside and would need more heat dissipation through the back of a dock. So that's definitely one thing that could be going on here. It's very possible, but again, that's just being hopeful. Really, we don't know. This could be it. We could see maybe an upgrade of the Switch Lite in the same way, and then that's just it. Maybe this Switch we have now does stick around for a little while. I don't see why it would. They're pretty much the same exact thing. I don't see both of these sticking around. I do think, however, that I guess I shouldn't say think. I'm hopeful that this is what we're going to be getting, though. I really do hope that we're going to see something else, just anything else. Something to show us that yes, Nintendo has a plan going forward. The Switch isn't going to die like the Wii or the Wii U. It's not going to be left in the dust. I'm very, very hopeful that that is the situation we find ourselves in 6 to 8 months from now. I mean, I guess the alternative to that would be cloud gaming, which I don't think is a great one. I don't think that's really where most of Nintendo's player base wants to have their third-party games is on the cloud. I mean, yeah, they did add the Ethernet cable, but I mean, that's just not gonna work for everyone. Not having the games physical or as a digital download, that's gonna be very tough on a lot of people to even play these games. Some people don't have the internet capacity to even come close to playing these games at a reasonable resolution. So that's kind of the other side of the coin. We could see this whole thing really just blow up, and then, you know, the Switch becomes, I guess, you know, first party and cloud gaming. I don't know, but this is definitely a huge problem I see going forward unless they really do something differently. But I want to end this video on a high note. Before we take off, we're gonna go try to find some things. Let me get you guys up here. Before we take off, I did want to kind of explain what's going on here. Now, as some of you know, some of you guys who have been around for a while, this type of thing isn't actually new to what I was doing on the channel before COVID. I didn't do it that much, but it was something that I wanted to do a whole lot more of. And once COVID hit, you know, the pandemic obviously ruined most of what I wanted to do with this type of stuff. So I'm trying to bring it back. I want to get out of the desk areas. Like, I don't have a problem with sitting down there sometimes, and you know, it's not like any of that's going away, but I feel like I can offer so much more if we can get out and actually do things. And I know there's not a whole lot more that I'm offering you here in this parking lot, but I feel like going forward I can provide you guys with a lot more entertainment than just sitting behind a desk. So anyway, I hope you guys like, you know, opening these videos up a little bit more. You know, maybe talking about just more things in general than just our basic spiel about what we think and then we're gone. Like, let's go have some fun. I need to look for something. I'm gonna tell you guys what I'm looking for right now. What I'm actually looking for is a delicious treat. Something that only comes around once a year. And last year was the first year. It was very, very difficult to find. But if you don't know what I'm talking about Busch Light apple. Yes, that's right. You're coming on a Busch Light apple hunt with me right now. anonymous tip that there is Busch Light Apple right up here at this certain gas station. So we're gonna go in, we're gonna see what we can find. We're gonna end this video on a high note. Wish me luck. No luck. All right, guys. No luck on the Busch Apple. That was gonna be a really big hit if we could actually make it happen. But you know what? No big deal. The regular thing works just as well. Delicious. All right, so to finish this one off, I just want to try to end this on a positive note here. Does this situation kind of suck? Yeah, it does. Does what we got line up with what we were hoping we were going to get? No, it doesn't. But you know what? The good thing about this is really, it's over. We don't really have to worry about this anymore. Now we know what's coming. You know what? Maybe Nintendo will fall behind on their third-party stuff. Maybe it will come to the cloud. I don't know. I don't really mind the cloud all that much, to be honest. I know a lot of people do. I don't. But when it comes down to it, this is all over now. We know what it's gonna be. We know what to expect. So now we can just go back to enjoying our Switch or our Switch Lite or looking forward to this one with the bigger screen. And that's it. Just letting everything else go. Because it really, at the end of the day, just does not matter. Nintendo's gonna do what Nintendo's gonna do. Whether it causes problems for them in the long run, that's really on them. You know, there's not a lot we can do about that. If you want to play Nintendo first-party games, you're gonna buy a Switch. You're gonna buy a Switch Lite. That's just the way it is. If you're that worried about third-party games, which I know there are a lot of people who are, there are a ton of different ways to play them without buying a new console. Just as an example, I play a ton of third-party games and Microsoft games on my PC. Xbox Game Pass is like 15 bucks. And you get xCloud with it. And they just put xCloud on iOS, so technically I can stream these games to my phone. Either way, guys, this isn't really our problem. This is Nintendo's problem. If they're gonna do this, they're gonna do it. If they don't have a plan in place and third parties leave and they do the same thing again, I mean, you know, what are you gonna do? They've done it once with the Wii, they've done it with the Wii U. If they do it again with the Switch, is it gonna be that big of a surprise? Probably not. But anyway, guys, this video's going on forever. We started here. We went out, we're gonna end it here. I hope you guys liked what we did today. I wanna do a lot more of this, and again, I know probably some of the footage isn't the best. Haven't got a chance to look at it yet, but I'm sure there's gonna be some growing pains getting back out there and filming, you know, not with everything completely controlled. But I do hope you guys like it. Let me know in the comments what you think about all this stuff. Let me know what you think about the new format. We're gonna start implementing it a little bit. As always, guys, thank you so much for watching this video. Please leave a like, make sure you're subscribed. We'll see you in the next one.